Have you ever felt like, no matter how hard you try, your life is stuck in the same place? That something invisible keeps pulling you back into the same habits, the same reactions, and the same outcomes, even when you're doing your best to change? The truth is, the transformation you're looking for doesn't start in the outside world. It starts within you. And there's a time-tested philosophy, shaped by great minds like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, that can give you the control you've been searching for: Stoicism. In this video, you're going to discover 6 practical Stoic exercises, clear, powerful tools that can rewire your mind, change how you respond to challenges, and lead you to a life of strength, focus, and true purpose. These exercises aren't complicated theories. They're simple actions anyone can apply starting today and feel the results within days. You'll learn how to manage your emotions, calm anxiety, make clearer decisions, and stop sabotaging yourself when life gets hard. And the best part? Each of these exercises has an instant impact, but together, they might just be the turning point you've been waiting for. So don't skip a second. Watch until the end and discover how to live with more power, clarity, and inner freedom. To the Stoics, true freedom doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from mastering yourself. Epictetus taught that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he wrote to himself daily to keep his mind grounded amidst chaos. And Seneca constantly reminded us that time is our most valuable possession, yet we waste it more than anything else. Today, more than ever, we live distracted, reactive, and emotionally unstable. That's why applying Stoic principles isn't just philosophy, it's emotional survival in the modern world. If this topic has already sparked something inside you, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And tell me in the comments, what area of your life right now demands the most emotional balance? Exercise 1. Negative visualization. Prepare for the worst, live with more peace. Imagine waking up every day and before even getting out of bed, briefly thinking about everything you could lose: your health, your job, the people you love, even your own life. Sounds heavy? The Stoics called this practice premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of misfortune. But here's the thing, this isn't pessimism. It's a powerful form of mental strength. Epictetus taught that by reflecting on the worst that could happen, we don't panic, we free ourselves. Why? Because we stop living as if everything is guaranteed. When you realize that nothing lasts forever, you start to value the present with deeper intensity and presence. Think about it. How many times have you freaked out over something that never even happened? How often has your mind created worst-case scenarios that only existed in your head? Negative visualization trains your brain to handle life's uncertainty and makes you more resilient. Here's a practical example. Before an important meeting, imagine everything that could go wrong: technical issues, harsh criticism, even total failure. When you accept these possibilities ahead of time, you remove the pressure of perfection. You release yourself from anxiety, and because of that, you walk in calmer, more prepared, and fully present. Marcus Aurelius used to write to himself, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I will meet people who are intrusive, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and selfish, and none of it will shake me.'" The idea is simple. When you've already imagined the worst, you're ready for it. And if it doesn't happen, everything else is a gift. Practice this daily for just a few minutes, not to dwell in sadness, but to build the kind of inner strength that doesn't get blindsided by life.
Exercise 2. The dichotomy of control. Focus only on what's in your hands. How many times have you lost sleep trying to control something completely outside your reach? The Stoic answer to this is clear and direct. Divide everything that happens into two categories: what's within your control and what isn't. This is the essence of the second exercise, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus was the first to teach this concept in a practical way. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. It sounds simple, but applying it will completely transform how you relate to life. You have no control over what other people think, feel, or do. You can't control the weather, traffic, the past, the passage of time, or death. But you have total control over your thoughts, your actions, and how you choose to respond to any situation. When you focus on what's outside of your control, you waste energy, get frustrated, and feel powerless. But when you shift your attention to what you can do right now, your mind settles and your energy goes into real action. Picture this. You receive an unfair criticism. Most people would try to change the other person's opinion, get defensive, or feel deeply hurt. A Stoic takes a deep breath and thinks, "This is outside of my control, but my response, that's entirely up to me." And that's where freedom begins. This exercise takes daily practice. Every time something irritates you or triggers anxiety, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control or not? If it is, act wisely. If it's not, let it go. Seneca once said, "It's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It's because we do not dare that they are difficult." In other words, what's in your hands is your effort, your courage, your mindset, not the outcome. Start applying this mindset today, and you'll feel an instant shift in your mental state. You'll feel lighter, more centered, more at peace. Always remember, freedom is focusing on what you can control. Everything else is just noise.
Exercise 3. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. It might sound dark at first, but this is one of the most liberating teachings of Stoicism. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. This phrase isn't meant to be morbid. It's a call to urgency, to presence, to real living. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, wrote to himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you think, say, and do." He was the most powerful man of his time, and still he reminded himself every day that life could end at any moment. Why? Because that truth kept him focused on what really mattered. And the same goes for you. You don't know how much time you have left. Maybe 50 years, maybe 5, maybe 5 days. And when you face that truth head-on, you stop wasting time on pointless arguments, on the fear of what others think, on empty distractions. This exercise is an invitation to brutal clarity. If you died today, what would you regret? Are you living with purpose or just existing on autopilot? What truly matters that you've been ignoring? The Stoics didn't use memento mori to create fear. They used it to wake up the mind. When you internalize the idea of death, you begin to live more intensely. You cherish your time with loved ones. You say what needs to be said. You make decisions that actually align with your values. Practicing memento mori can be as simple as writing this on a sticky note and placing it on your desk. You will die, so live. Or setting a morning alarm with a message that reminds you of it every day. What matters is that the reminder is always close, not to depress you, but to ignite you. Seneca once wrote, "While we delay, life passes." And it does, silently, without warning, without a second chance. So live in a way that, if today were your last day, you'd know you lived truthfully, deeply, and fully. Exercise 4. The Stoic Journal. Write to master your thoughts. Have you ever felt like your mind is just full? Chaotic thoughts, tangled emotions, tough decisions, everything spinning at once. The Stoics had a simple yet incredibly powerful tool for that: journaling. Yes, writing. But not just random thoughts. The so-called Stoic journal is a daily practice of reflection, clarity, and mental strengthening. Marcus Aurelius, for example, kept a private journal for years, and those personal writings became meditations, one of the most important works in Western philosophy. But here's the key. That journal wasn't written for anyone else. It was a private dialogue with himself, a way to confront his own weaknesses, reaffirm his values, and remind himself of what truly matters. And you can do the same. You don't need to write a lot. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough. What matters most is consistency. Here's a simple way to apply it. In the morning, write, "What can I control today? What challenge can I face with courage? Who do I want to be no matter what?" At night, reflect and write, "What did I do well today? What can I improve? What did I learn?" By doing this every day, you clear your mind, align your actions with your principles, and stay focused on what really matters. This habit helps you spot patterns. You start to notice how you react to situations, what throws you off balance, and what makes you stronger. It's like holding up a mirror to your soul. And over time, you begin to shape the strongest version of yourself. Seneca once said, "Nothing is ours except time." Writing is a way to honor that time, by stopping, even just for a few minutes, to live more consciously. If your mind is always racing, stuck between the past and the future, start this exercise today. The page doesn't judge, but it reveals. And when you write, you don't just hear yourself, you begin to transform. Exercise 5. Amor fati. Love your fate even when it tests you. Have you ever gone through something so difficult that the only question running through your mind was, "Why is this happening to me?" The Stoics didn't avoid that question. They simply changed the way they faced it. Instead of seeing themselves as victims of life's events, they adopted a mindset of strength. This happened. Now what? How do I grow from it? This philosophy has a name: Amor fati, the love of fate. And its meaning runs deep. It's not about passively accepting whatever happens, nor pretending that everything is good. It's about embracing even the most painful parts of life with courage and saying, "Even this is part of the path I need to walk." Nietzsche later revived this Stoic concept, saying, "Amor fati, my formula for human greatness is not wanting anything to be different, not in the past, not in the future." But let's be honest, this exercise is hard. It's easy to love life when everything's going well. It's much harder to love the setbacks, the losses, the unexpected turns, and still remain grounded. The Stoics practiced this daily. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, illnesses, and the heartbreaking loss of loved ones. And yet, he wrote, "Nature does nothing that is not for the good of the whole." Practicing amor fati begins when you look at something painful that happened and ask yourself, how can I use this as fuel? What can this pain teach me? How can I grow from this experience? Let's take a real-world example. You lose your job. Instead of drowning in self-pity, you pause and say, maybe this is a disguised opportunity. Maybe this is the push I needed to change direction. Amor fati isn't about resignation. It's about consciously transforming pain into power. It's like gathering the broken pieces of something and building something new, something even stronger. When you adopt this mindset, the world stops being your enemy and becomes your teacher. Every challenge stops being a weight and becomes a step upward. You don't control what life brings your way, but you do control how you respond, and that changes everything.
Exercise 6. Self-distancing. Observe your thoughts like a wise person. You know those moments when your mind feels like complete chaos? You're overwhelmed with anger, anxiety, fear, and everything seems out of control? Most people drown in these feelings, reacting without thinking. But the Stoics taught a powerful skill: self-distancing. Epictetus said, "Don't say, 'I lost it,' but rather, 'I gave it back.' Nothing is truly yours." This isn't emotional coldness, it's clarity. Self-distancing is the practice of stepping outside your mind, observing your thoughts and emotions as if you were watching a movie. And when you do this, something powerful happens. You stop being a slave to what you feel and start acting with wisdom. Imagine you're in the middle of an argument. Anger rushes in like a wave, but instead of exploding, you mentally step back and ask, "Is what I'm feeling right now actually helpful? Will this reaction take me somewhere better? Or if I were a wise person, how would I respond?" That pause, that space between stimulus and response, that's where your freedom lives. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So, how do you train this in practice? Whenever a strong emotion comes up, start by naming it. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling anxious. Then, imagine you're a mentor or advisor watching yourself from the outside. Ask yourself, what would I advise someone else to do in this situation? This simple exercise shifts your perspective. Instead of acting on impulse, you act with discernment. You stop being a victim of your own thoughts and become a conscious observer of your mind. And the more you practice, the quicker you notice when you're about to lose control. You stop reacting, and you start choosing. In the end, this is what it means to live like a Stoic. Not someone who ignores emotions, but someone who understands them and refuses to be ruled by them.
Now that you've learned these 6 Stoic exercises, pause for a moment and imagine what your life would look like if you started practicing just one of them today. What if you began your morning with negative visualization? What if you focused only on what's within your control? What if you reminded yourself daily that your time is limited? What if you used a journal to reflect and grow? What if you embraced fate as your teacher? What if you observed your thoughts with distance and wisdom? Do you really think that wouldn't change something? The truth is, transformation starts small. It starts with a shift in how you look at the world and at yourself. These exercises don't require money. They don't demand big external changes. They only ask for one thing: the courage to look within. And that is the real revolution. At the very beginning of this video, I made you a promise to share tools that could transform your life in just a few days. Now, those tools are in your hands. But remember, knowledge without action is just an illusion. What truly makes a difference isn't what you know, it's what you do with what you know. So here's my invitation to you. Choose one of these exercises. Practice it for the next 7 days. Just one. Do it with presence, with intention, with honesty. And watch what starts to shift. And if you're truly ready to commit, drop the word transformation in the comments. Let it be a reminder that you're not alone, and that your courage might just inspire someone else to begin too. And if this content resonated with you, if it challenged you, gave you clarity, or helped you see things differently. Watch our special Stoicism playlist with deeper videos to guide your growth on this path. Thanks for staying with me until the end. And always remember, life doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be lived with courage, with awareness, and with Stoic wisdom.